This is Modern Refugee. Gonna make a little tortilla soup tonight. Gonna use all shelf-stable ingredients. Gonna use some home canned chicken. Gonna show you guys how to do that. And I'm gonna cook it off grid style out here in the wood stove with the cast iron Dutch oven. So we're gonna get this going here, and then we'll take you inside and show you the ingredients for this. Well, there's our fire going. Gonna get a little coals started in here, and then we'll start some cooking. Talk to you guys in just a bit. Alright guys, here's my ingredients for my chicken tortilla soup. Just got a can of black beans. If I would have had the day off of work today, I would have just soaked black beans and did it with dried black beans, but I don't have enough time, so I'm just going to use canned this time around. I got a can of diced chopped green chilies. Good and flavorful item to keep in your pantry. Use that in a bunch of different recipes. That's why I kind of keep some of those around. Tomatoes, I got fire roasted tomatoes here, but if I didn't want it quite so flavorful, I would just use regular home canned tomatoes, but I kind of want a little more spice in it tonight. It's cold outside, so I want to give it a little more zing. Just chicken bouillon. I got my home canned chicken here. I'm also gonna use my home dehydrated onions. The chicken, I'm going to drain the broth or the liquid that's on that canned chicken. I'm going to drain that off, and then I'm going to add some water to it, and then that's what I'm going to mix in my chicken bouillon to, and then that's going to be kind of my homemade stock for the stock that I need to put into this. And then this is my seasonings here. I got equal amounts, tablespoon each, of chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder, oregano, paprika, and cumin. That's kind of my, that with a little bit of salt is actually kind of my homemade taco seasoning that I'm going to use, kind of my all-purpose seasoning for stuff like this. So anyway, that's my ingredients. Going to prep them and get them ready here, and then I'm going to head out with the Dutch oven and start cooking in the wood stove. See you in a bit. Okay, we got our fire going a little bit. We got some coals started on our logs, kind of flatten it out here, so we got kind of a flat surface to set our Dutch oven on. Now I'm just going to go set my Dutch oven on right here. I'm going to set this on. It's got a little bit of oil in it, so that heats up a little bit. And that oil gets a little bit hot, and we're going to add our chicken to that. One of the big things with cast iron, if you're cooking with cast iron on open fires, you got to turn it. Because then that distributes the heat evenly into the cast iron for your cooking. So I kind of want to just show you that there real quick here. Now I'm going to add the chicken in there. Kind of broke the chicken up in the can a little bit, so it comes out a little bit easier. It's kind of the reason why you use wide mouth jars when you're canning meat, because it's easier to get out. You hear the chicken starting to sizzle there as soon as it hits the cast iron. That's just exactly what I want to do. I did not add any salt to any of my seasonings this time, because when I can chicken, I add a fair amount of salt into it when I can it. Plus, I'm using chicken bouillon, which is also very salty, so I don't want to necessarily get it too salty, so I didn't add any of that. So I'm going to let this cook here for a second, then I'm going to come back and show you kind of what it looks like when I add the seasoning in. Okay, we cooked for just a couple of minutes on here. You can see it's kind of drying off a little bit, getting the liquid off, getting just a tad bit of color on it now, but there's still a little liquid in here. Now this is the point I'm going to add my seasoning into it. Got my seasoning mix here. Just going to dump that all right in. And we're going to give that a good stir around. Get everything coated with that seasoning. Just like that. Now we're going to set that right back in. Okay, it's been a few more minutes. I added some more wood in there to get started. I kind of add the wood over to the side to catch, and then I move it over so I still got a flat cooking surface. Now, as you can see here, the chicken is nice and seasoned. We're going to set this right here on the front part of the stove. And now we're going to add our other ingredients in. This is our chicken broth that came out of the can, plus a couple of cups of water, plus a couple of teaspoons of chicken bouillon, plus about a quarter cup of my dehydrated onions. We're going to add this in, give a little liquid to it. And then our vegetables. This is our drained black beans and our fire roasted tomatoes and our green chilies, canned green chilies. We're going to add this in now. Give it a good stir so all the ingredients get nice and incorporated. And we're going to check this in about 10 minutes or so and see what the liquid looks like. If the liquid's a little low, we're going to add a little bit. If not, it's going to be probably just right. We're going to set this back in on our coals now. Get a nice stable spot for it. We're actually going to close this up, and I'm going to close the dampers down. When the dampers down, closing the dampers is going to slow the oxygen getting into there, so it's not going to burn like crazy like it did when we first started. It's going to slow the cooking process down, and that's exactly what we want. I'm going to give this just a few minutes while I go in and get the cover. I'm going to put the cover on it, and I'm going to let this go for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to check it again. And this is why I want spicy food tonight. It's snowing about an inch an hour. It's about half ice mixed with half snow, and the wind's supposed to pick up later after dark and blow about 40 miles an hour. So there's always that chance of power outages. But anyway, just wanted to kind of show you why I needed some warm spicy soup tonight. All right, about 10 minutes or so have went by, maybe even a little bit more. I was out shoveling the sidewalk, snowing like crazy outside. Kind of showed you that in a clip. Open this bad boy up. See, I got the cover on it now. Keep all that liquid in. Set that off. The old shower of steam simmering nicely. You guys can kind of see what that looks like. So that's our tortilla soup. When I get this in the house, I'm going to give you a little better picture of it. See what it looks like in a bowl. I'll be back to you in just a couple seconds. Well, there you have it, little chicken tortilla soup, cooked off grid style out on my wood stove. Just kind of wanted to show you guys this tonight. It's made with all the ingredients from my pantry. A little home canned chicken, a little home dehydrated onions, a couple cans of fire roasted tomatoes, some black beans, something a little warm and spicy to ward off the cold night outside. Hope you guys enjoyed this off-grid cooking. I appreciate each and every one of you watching my channel. I hope you guys have a great night.